Aurora, in your new album, What Happened to the Heart, you dive deep into the symbolism of the heart. And I'd love it if you could talk about a little bit what the album title means to you and the exploration of the heart's deeper meaning that was revealed to you as an artist and a person.
Well, the album is a very important question to me, what happened to the heart, because that is a question I find myself wondering quite a lot. I was just looking at the world, I think, and I feel like we've been given so many opportunities through like science and internet and just through common knowledge to really glow as a humanity and really be good to each other. And I feel like we are given opportunities again and again to really make a better world for ourselves and for others. And again, I feel like we're not grabbing those chances because we use the tools so often for bad things. And I was thinking about, what on earth happened? And I read this letter written by indigenous activists and leaders all around the world from 2022 called We Are the Earth. And they kind of pleaded politicians, especially of the Western world, to act more with the heart and less with the mind, because the way we are living now isn't good to our earth, our children, our women. It's a very unbalanced thing. And I guess I just really agreed with this letter, what happened to the heart. And also, we used to think of the heart as like such a beautiful, a symbolic thing, like spiritual interconnectedness, the whole harbor of all of that. And then now we don't really value its abilities anymore because we like power and brutality and logic more. So all of that kind of is the album. It was so interesting because it's like people, we know in our soul so much, even as a child. We know almost more about how to behave, and then we forget that behavior, and when we're adults, in a way, we are less intelligent, especially spiritually and emotionally, almost, than we are when we are children. Because at least then we dare to feel and just be, and we know that certain things aren't necessarily a talent, but just behavior, like music should just be a behavior, not necessarily a talent. And I think it's the same with like a long time ago, we really thought about the heart as like the most important organ, even before we knew its abilities or its exact location. We seem to know that somewhere in here lies the soul, and this is important. And then the more knowledge we had from the heart, I think it was the ancient Greek philosophers that started kind of pinning it down, and together with Da Vinci, they kind of learned about the heart and reduced its magicalness to just a pump of the blood. And that's so sad, because it's so much more, I think. Yes, I wrote most of this album just traveling around the world, because the latest years I've been having it as a goal to kind of go to one place and lock the world out, even though it's the world I'm writing about. But lock the world out and stay in a house or somewhere just alone for a month or 3 and make an album. But this time it didn't feel right, because there's so much happening in the world, and kind of simultaneously as my pain grew unbearable, it was for some reason more easy to see the pain kind of the world is going through as well, because there is so much pain out there that we fail to see because we are too busy being distracted by all these senseless things. So it was really important for me to be truly connected to like something that is really real and gritty and dark, so I could truly write about the world without being naive. Because I think you have to really touch on to something properly painful sometimes to actually write about it. So yes, I think just all over. I feel unsafe everywhere, and except for Norway.
Songwriting and recording in just a very playful and experimental fashion.
Yes, I do really like that. It is a very playful thing to me. I'm glad that I know so little. So it's so easy to kind of just grab hold onto anything you find around you. But I think I kind of knew that I wanted the album to start quite light and kind of go into the lands of denial, you know, like a false positive sense of ignoring your issues and the pain and the darkness in a way that is unhealthy, which I kind of wanted the beginning of the album to sound like Feel Alright is a very oblivious song. And then it kind of turns a bit darker, because once you lose touch with your sadness, you also lose touch with all the wonderful things. And then being numb is truly the worst, isn't it? Because it's so anti-human. And then you try to fix that numbness with then going into actually facing what is wrong and what is hurting you, I guess. And then it kind of turns into anger for a little while there. Starvation and my body is not mine. There's a lot of female rage in this album, which is so nice, because it doesn't necessarily kill. It only burns. It's a thing I don't do that often. Sorry, my nose is really sniffly. But yes, it's a thing I don't often do when I write my albums, because there's so much to hold on to out there in the world, and I've always had a huge thirst to kind of write about other people and the world, because there's so much to say. But then this time I found myself in a very special place, and I knew, like a bad special place, not like a wonderful special place. And then I was thinking, it's going to be heard in the album anyways, so I might as well wear it proudly, my shadows, and wear it loudly, so people who feel the same can find an even more safe haven with me, which is my goal always when I write music. So it feels really refreshing, actually, and being vulnerable feels like you're even more prone to be truly connected to even strangers. So it's been absolutely delightful. It was fucking shit. Sorry, it was forking not so good for a while, but then it turned out to be really wonderful. Well, it is it's a very strange thing, because I don't think any human is supposed to be bless you. I don't think any human is supposed to be so connected to so many. And I hated the point in my career where I truly noticed that it's impossible to, in person now, to recreate and replicate and truly meet just the same in the energy, because at one point my world, my universe turned too big for even me. But then I've learned with time how to kind of truly reach, or at least the best I can, reach out to the now much more warriors and weirdos, as we call ourselves, proudly. But yes, it's just about finding a proper way to kind of connect with people, even though we are so many now compared to before. But I truly enjoy it. I think it's why I talk about positivity so much. Or I guess I'm quite negative sometimes, but I often talk about that there is hope, and there is so much good and beautiful in people to believe in and to hold on to, and it's so worth going out of your way to be good to people, because it makes any room so beautiful to be in. And I think that my fans have taught me, because they've shown me that all over the world I can find so many beautiful souls, I guess. So they've helped me fall in love with mankind, which is really good. That's a very good gift to be given.